It's 11:47 p.m. You're lying in bed. Your phone shows a banking app with $43.12. You earned over $4,000 this month. Where did it go? That silence in your chest, that mix of confusion and shame. That's not a personal failure. That's the money game working exactly as designed. According to research published in PLOS ONE, income had almost nothing to do with who actually built wealth. The strongest predictors were invisible psychological behaviors, planning ahead, saving consistently, and treating money as security instead of status. According to recent studies, 75% of millennials and 71% of Gen Z report feeling financially crushed, despite earning more than any generation before them. Morgan Housel's Psychology of Money proved one uncomfortable truth. Doing well with money has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with behavior. The money game has rules. Rules nobody gave you. Until now. Rule 1. The treadmill lie. Since childhood, you were handed one instruction. Earn more, and your problems disappear. But if your spending rises at the same rate, you're running on a treadmill disguised as a staircase. Behavioral economists call it lifestyle creep. You get a promotion and upgrade your apartment. A bonus arrives and a nicer car follows. Income rises, lifestyle expands, but the gap never moves. Housel puts it sharply. Wealth is what you don't see. The cars, the clothes, the watches that look wealthy, proof of money spent, not money kept. True wealth sits invisibly in savings, producing zero social status. The game rewards you for displaying money, not keeping it. And social media has turbocharged this problem. You're no longer comparing yourself to neighbors. You're comparing yourself to strangers, many of whom are financing the lifestyle they're showing off. The illusion of wealth has never been easier to fake. Every scroll is a silent invitation to spend money you don't have, to impress people you don't know, on things you don't need. That's not a spending problem, that's a psychological trap. Rule 2. Your brain is working against you. A Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman spent decades proving your mind is quietly bleeding your wealth. Loss aversion makes losing money hurt twice as much as gaining it. So you hold terrible investments far too long. The anchoring effect locks your brain to the first price you see. The sunk cost fallacy keeps you paying for subscriptions and mistakes, because quitting feels like losing. And overconfidence bias whispers you can outsmart the market when studies suggest roughly 85% of professional traders can't. Even knowing these biases doesn't stop them. The only defense is building systems that remove emotions from money decisions entirely. Rule 3. The gap is everything. Housel argues your savings rate matters more than your income, more than your returns, more than any financial product ever invented. Wealth is simply the distance between what you earn and what you spend. A person making $50,000 who saves 20% builds wealth faster than someone earning $150,000 who saves nothing. Research suggests that people who automated their savings save dramatically more than those relying on willpower. Automate 20% of every paycheck into a separate account, then put it into a basic index fund. Based on historical data, a simple index fund has returned roughly 10% annually over long periods. According to recent studies, approximately 78% of Americans report living paycheck to paycheck, including six-figure earners. The exit starts with one move. Pay yourself first. Even $25 a paycheck. Build a $1,000 emergency cushion. Then eliminate high-interest debt and let the gap compound quietly behind you. Rule 4. There's a number controlling your life. Your credit score silently decides whether you rent an apartment, buy a home, or even get hired. Depending on your score, the difference between a 650 and a 780 on a 30-year mortgage can amount to tens of thousands in saved interest. 3 moves can shift it within a year. Get a secured card. Keep usage under 30%. Pay the full balance on time every month. Simple enough to start today. Invisible enough that most people never do. Rule 5. The final boss. In 2005, Rajat Gupta was the former global head of McKinsey. He had earned hundreds of millions legally. He had everything. And still, he committed insider trading for a little more. Bernie Madoff was already wealthy beyond reason. And still, he built history's largest Ponzi scheme. Both men were destroyed, not by poverty, by never learning one word: enough. Husserl calls it the hardest financial skill, the ability to stop moving the goalpost. Research suggests the strongest predictor of lasting wealth wasn't income or education. It was conscientiousness. Small, boring habits repeated over years by people who had decided what enough looked like. And that's what separates the people who build real wealth from the ones who just earn a lot. Earning is a skill. Keeping is a discipline. Growing is patience. Most people master the first one and ignore the other two entirely. They spend 40 years perfecting how to make money and 0 years learning how to keep it. The person who earns less but understands these 3 disciplines will always finish ahead of the person who earns more but never learns them. Always. That's not opinion. That's the math that plays out across every generation, every income bracket, and every economy in history. The real goal was never having the most money. It's having enough to wake up tomorrow and say, I can do whatever I want today. That's not being rich. That's being free. Freedom isn't built by earning more. It's built by needing less. You were never broke. You were just playing the game without the rules. Now you have every single one. If this rewired how you see money, subscribe and drop one line in the comments. What's the one money lie you believe the longest?